Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham,
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber,
Hello.
and this is State of Atlanta.
It's not like you, David.
And what's not like me is to get sick twice in 1 month. I'm normally sick once, maybe twice a year, and this is like within 2-3 weeks of each other.
I feel like
Are you enjoying a tall glass of water?
It is. It's a glass of water. It's the third one I've attempted today. Let's see if it stays down.
I feel like you told me last year at App State you never get sick ever.
If I do get sick, it's like a little bit of cold that may be like a nagging thing for a while.
Like ass kick sick.
But I don't get sick. Like I'm not like knocked out. I still live my life and everything. I still get drunk every night. But yeah, not so much right now.
2 in a row.
Woof. Yeah, it's rough.
Kids,
it's rough.
Maybe kids are rough, man.
Hey, yeah, someone suggested it could be the daycare crowd coming home after everyone was
they're
gone for
carriers.
the holidays. But none of my kids are sick. So thank God for that.
Spray them down, man. Spray them down.
Thank God. Yeah. All right, let's get into it, guys. What a horrible weekend to be a Panther fan, man.
Oh, come on. The most amazing finish ever. You couldn't repeat it if you tried.
Man, Saturday was just a bad day. Saturday was
We're
a
talking
bad day.
football mostly right now, or
We're
what?
on football first. Football first.
Saturday was a bad day all the way around. We led both games in double digits and lost both games by single digit.
I mean, the ODU thing. I mean, that's flat out embarrassing. The way we were playing in the first half, we looked really good, and I had no worries. Nothing. I was confident going in. I was like, man, I barely even have to pay attention. I'm just gonna hang out and like whatever. And then it just like kept on getting worse and worse and worse and worse.
They need your focus, Ryan. They need your focus. They need your attention.
No, they don't need me. They don't need me. They need something, but they don't need me.
21-0 makes you feel that way, huh? Yeah.
Well,
Is that what it was in the second half?
I think
going into the second half.
Yeah.
Start the second half, win the second half 21-0. And after the Super Bowl, that no lead is big enough for me. So
I feel like all the players thought the same thing as me. They were like, oh, they don't need me.
Well, they didn't.
They don't need defense. They don't need offense. We don't need anything.
They thought they didn't need Marcus Carroll because he didn't really play the second half.
Do we know anything about that?
It had to be an injury. I cannot imagine, especially with the game coming down the way that it did, that if it was anything other than an injury, he would have stayed off the field. But no, Granger couldn't do his thing in the second half. And then that some bad play calling, going for a field goal, on the 5-yard line with time to go, up by 2 scores, then missing a field goal and allowing a safety. I mean, just
the safety. Oh my God.
Any amount of points would have won the game.
You can't make this up. Me and David, like literally 30 minutes before the safety happened, we were like, how many safeties could even happen in a football? Because we were joking. We were trying to figure out how I could get my 41-7.
What?
That's where we were.
Yeah.
And we were literally cracking jokes, being like, there's probably only like 2 or 3 safeties in the entirety of FBS any given year. And then we get a safety. And it's what? We put it into the world. It was our fault. It's the vibrations. I keep talking about it, man.
Super high snap on that.
We manifested it. We manifested it, Ryan.
I don't blame Granger for that. That was a bad snap all the way.
It was a bad snap.
But both snaps, like that was I think that was second down, and the first down was got us back down there, lost 7 yards or something.
And we should consider maybe it shouldn't have been a shotgun. Just saying.
Sure. Isn't that what he does? It's like that's his thing, though, right?
It is kind of his thing.
There were multiple times though that it shouldn't have been. That it should have been him lining up right under center and like just jumping over the line or doing whatever he does. That the shotgun deep into the end zone, you can't do that.
Yeah, I mean up 10 with less than 2 to go. I don't know why you're trying to run the ball out wide with Granger. Just hand it off, run up the middle. Hand it off, run up to the middle to the left. I don't just the side. Like, don't try to go around the world to try to. What are you trying to do?
We do complain a lot about running up the middle, though.
I know, but we don't do it. We should.
Yeah, it was crazy. Losing yards on every one of those Granger runs, I believe. Yeah, it was absurd. But like so going into the season, we had made our predictions and everything, but we all said that 6-6 bowl game is the bare minimum, and we got it. But now everyone, fans, us inclusive, are bitching and bemoaning that it's 6-6. It should have been better.
Well, they like to prove us wrong. We're like 6-6 is the bare minimum, but like, and then they go out and they do it in a way in which we are like
got you
baffled, just baffled. You know,
look
like what was
we
that?
did.
What happened in the second half? Like really, like something crazy. I mean, they all passed a note around and said like we're going to do this, or I have no idea.
I didn't know that we had to qualify our 6-6 bowl game as the bare minimum with 6-6, not losing 5 of your last games. Like that's not how. I think I said that the ODU game could be the game we were playing for bowl eligibility. Ends up being the one they ends up being the ones that they were playing for bowl eligibility, and they obviously wanted it more in that second half. But I don't know. I definitely jumped on the clean house, fire everyone. Anything short of shutting down the program, I was on board with come Saturday. How are you guys feeling?
Shut down the program? No.
I said
everything short of. He's not shut down the program.
But even thinking that for a half second.
Well, no, because there you get on the social media crap and everyone's talking about. Yeah. I mean, we bought a $40 million.
Our good friends of the podcast, the App State people. I say friends of the podcast. I don't even know what the name of the gold and black or whatever.
Black and gold.
Yeah,
black and gold.
They're like, serious question, no snark. Why do you even have a program? I'm like,
not serious question.
And whoever answered correctly is like, how is that not snarky and serious?
Not serious question, extra snark.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they got to do their thing, and we take jabs at them. They take jabs at us, but like,
I don't make jabs at App State.
I don't know if I would take a jab at us. I don't know if I'd take a jab at us at that point.
I'll make fun of them. But no, the thing it was saying that it was a genuine question, not being snarky, and then backing it up with the follow-up questions about everything. It was just absolutely the dumbest thing in the world. And you know what? We're invested now. We didn't buy a stadium to not have a football team.
Yeah.
They talked about dropping down to FCS.
It was like an absurd question, and they knew it. That's why they prefaced it with this was serious.
They want to see attendance at the park. Yeah. Moving it down to FCS is not going to increase attendance at all. And also, I'm not sure if they were watching the other games that day, but Appy State had clinched the playoff spot for the East Division. I feel like I'd be spending my time celebrating about that, not worrying about Georgia State's and Monroe's attendance woes.
Well, and look, Appy might have a lack of attendance woes, but they are the exception, not us.
That was my wonder too. Is like, you just got into the championship. Why? Like, why is this the thing you want to post? What kind of podcast are you?
So weird.
Yeah. It was dumb.
I mean, the other thing, I mean, some of the comments they were making, obviously, about it, early in the season, we had better attendance. Like, I went through my phone and started looking at pictures I took of like the student section that was fairly full in other games.
We were excited
earlier in the season. Why we don't show up for App State? I don't know. It was raining, whatever.
It was some garbage weather for that game. It was some garbage weather.
Daytime game, right? Like, no one wanted to show up for it. I don't know. Maybe the night thing is a thing. Maybe our students don't like day games; they like night games.
Well, I'll get down with that, but also winning helps. So, like, once you start slipping into the losing mentality, and that starts happening, I mean, it's App State was the one that I thought was like the first big embarrassing loss. So, you would think that there'd be fans there, but it might be due to the timing and all that stuff. But
that was right after Jimmy Madison, wasn't it?
It was right after our other embarrassment.
Yeah, I thought that was less embarrassing. They were ranked. They beat us in but Southern, Jesus, man, we had a rough go of it.
Then App,
Well, this is a rough season. We had a goose egg season, and this has been a rough season.
This is another thing that we had talked about was we had to get off to a hot start because the second half of the schedule was going to be hella hard. And it was, playing, especially having to travel to Lafayette and then turn around and travel, even if it's a short trip it's not really a short trip. Statesboro is not really that easy to get to from Atlanta. It may look close on a map, but it's not an easy one. And then, so fly or bus to Lafayette. Then you got to do the same thing to trash down south, to come home and host ranked Jimmy Madison, and then host a team that you've never beaten before. I mean, it's a gauntlet. It's an absolute gauntlet.
So let's get back. We said the bare minimum was 6-6 and go to a bowl game, right? We are literally one interception in the end zone away from not
Yeah, but we would have beat ODU at that point if we lost.
No,
Come on.
it would have been the
No,
same
we
thing.
would,
It would have been the same thing. I mean, it was an amazing play, right? But it was amazing. I always say whenever a corner or anyone on the defense drops the ball, as long as they touch it and they mess up, they block the pass, then they did the job. I'm not sad they didn't catch it because their job isn't to catch it. It's great when they do, right? That's like it's awesome, right? That's just cherry on top. But he did catch it. If he only did his job and blocked it, we'd be 5 and whatever. I can't do math.
7. That's how math works.
Yeah, cool. Thanks. It'd be terrible, and we wouldn't be going to a bowl. One play.
Yep. Well, one play could have kept us from could have us winning ODU as well. Not giving up that safety
from 7 wins. 7 wins.
So. Yeah, but no. So, where are you guys feeling about this program? Is this time to make a change? Or Elliott should clean house himself and get a whole new coaching staff. What should happen in the offseason?
You got to do something. I don't know. On Saturday, I was like, fire them all, get rid of them.
I don't think Elliott's gone. I think
get rid of Elliott, get rid of the staff. Get rid of the AD.
I feel like Elliott, if Elliott was going to be gone, he'd be gone on Monday morning, and he's not. So I can't imagine them waiting it out to the bowl game. So unless for whatever reason Elliott decided to part ways, but I just don't think that he's going to find another. He's not going to find another head coaching job right now with his record. I don't think he's going to find an assistant job, a coordinator job, paying him the same thing that he's getting paid right now. So I don't see that happening. So really, the options are, him.
Offensive coordinator, DC defensive coordinator.
Yeah, well, I mean, and making some tough decisions as well. Like, we've got a couple of guys that are former players, including Dan Ellington, who we all love. But, maybe you get a more seasoned coach in there. Maybe that's what, then you got a special teams coordinator that really hasn't done anything. You got a grad assistant or whatever it is, coaching running backs.
I mean, special teams seems maybe worse with a coach.
So just get rid of coaches. Done.
He was our first. His first game as our special teams coordinator, or our first game with a special teams coordinator under Elliott was the South Carolina game, where our first two punts were first two blunts. Our first two punts.
Were taking me back to my high school days.
Were blocked for return for touchdowns.
So what you're saying is we need to get rid of the coach and we'll get better.
Something's got to happen. I mean, if something doesn't happen, we're going to be looking at 6-6 in a bowl game again next season at best.
I mean, so that's sort of where I'm at, right? Like every year we seem to have this frustration. We seem to have these losses that pile up that shouldn't be losses. And we seem to cap out at this very average. I mean, we were super excited about 8, right? I mean, that's great. But or 7, whatever it was. I'm real bad with remembering stuff.
8 with the bowl game, I think.
Yeah. But like if we're topping out as a mediocre, I mean, I think it's time to move on. That's where I'm at. And I've said it before. I respect what Elliott has done with the program. I think he has built it and created an opportunity for us to move up, but he is probably not the guy to take us to the next step. And if he's not, and we're ready to take the next step, we should do that.
We're probably gonna have to keep that guy for at least another year.
Yeah.
Well, there's rumors that he may have signed an extension in the spring.
Also, a secret extension. What?
Yeah, that's just rumors, speculation.
All that's like,
isn't that public?
We would have a FOIA for that. I mean, we would.
Well, if we submitted one.
Well, Ben did. I promise.
Well, Ben's the one that says there's rumors that it happened. So
yeah, but he's not reporting it as fact. So
yeah, I don't know. I would like to see something change. Of course, come August next year, I'll be talking about how we're gonna, this is the year.
Go 10 wins. 10
yeah,
wins.
we'll be just something. Yeah.
Exactly. We're going to beat Georgia Tech to start the season off, beat our first SEC opponent at home, and Vandy lost their quarterback today.
That helps. So, yeah, a little bit,
Yeah, but yeah. We already lost one.
I was wondering what the relevance of that post was. I was like, I don't get it. Why do we care about what?
Because
it clearly said, clearly said future opponent news.
The post was to say that their quarterback left so that we have a greater chance of beating them.
Yeah, that makes sense. But now, I mean, like according to our podcast guests here, We don't know what they have following him. We can't game plan for the backup quarterback. What are we gonna? We're gonna lose.
Hopefully it's a transfer person and we can watch film for wherever he was at.
I'm just kidding. Anyway,
I'm hoping. I don't know.
It's Vandy. What's the chance that Landing hits lightning twice with a quarterback?
It's still a fantastic schedule to get some W's next year.
Well, and did he enter the transfer portal? Are we going to get him? We should just go get him.
He
did enter a transfer portal, but I think he's looking to maintain his P5 status.
Well, he could come here and just show out. Beat his.
I still think that's what players that are wanting more playing time should not be trying to get into the blue chips. They should be trying to stay with the G5 programs. They can really make a difference. I think they can really stand out that way. But no, we also got. I'm surprised we only lost one so far. But John Tree Hunter declared for the draft today, linebacker.
Yeah, so, good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
I'm happy for him.
Draft is rad. I mean, like you can't really be too mad at that. I don't get too mad at the transfer thing either. But if the draft is like that. That's how you go make your money, dude.
We got Lewis, right? He's gonna leave. He's gonna go somewhere.
I would assume Lewis is gonna leave. Yeah, but he's gonna go to the portal. Get some playing time somewhere else.
Cash in.
Yeah, makes sense. And so these guys won't be playing in the bowl game, so we'll be underserved in our bowl.
Even better.
Yeah. No. Speaking of bowl games,
they will be too, because this is what's happening in college athletics right now.
How are you guys feeling about bowl games? Are you going to go? We talked about all going, and now it's kind of like, oh man, do I really want to go support this crap?
No, it really depends. I mean, like on what day it is and what time it is and all that stuff. But like, I'm not gonna move around a lot to do that.
Well, that was my question, or one of my questions was, what's more important in a bowl game right now for you? Time and date, or the opponent? Like, would you make your schedule work for like a UCF or something? But if Utah State and Birmingham is on a Saturday, that becomes a lot easier to attend.
Column A and column B, a little out of both.
I think it all depends on day, opponent, all that. It's all in one big bowl. Just mix it around.
I mean, I think you just threw out UCF, but like I would probably move some stuff around if I could to go to that game just because of where UCF is right now.
I said UCF, but they're actually not one of the ones being talked. USF is being talked about right now. But
so
I did say
that'd be fine.
UCF,
yeah.
I know. CBS Sports has us playing our friends San Jose State
in Birmingham.
Hey, we could be 1-1.
Yeah, I feel like a Birmingham game. I'd be even if it was during the middle of a Thursday at noon. I like. How would I not go to the Birmingham game?
Yeah.
Get in the car, go a couple hours. Be back for dinner that night. I mean, as long as it's a day game. So I don't know. We'll see. I was gung ho about going to the bowl game, and after Saturday's thing, we'll see if it works. If I have to put the tiniest bit of effort into it, then I'm probably not going to go this year.
We'll see.
There's always going to be effort, so hopefully it's a good one for you.
Yeah, but like Birmingham's not really effort, in my opinion. Montgomery's not that big of an effort either. So.
No,
but not the most appealing matchups: Western Kentucky, USF, Utah State, Wyoming, San Jose State. Whatever.
Yeah, none of those do move the meter for me very much. Especially when we were like a few weeks ago talking about what Ole Miss or Mississippi
State, South Carolina, if they made it. It seems like the bowl projections are all over the place for us. There's not really a common bowl. Like if you just go look at Fox, Yahoo, ESPN, Athlon, whatever.
It's the same 4 or 5 bowls and the same 4 or 5 teams, though.
There's just a lot of Sunbelt teams that have made it this year. So they're trying to find slots, get them all in there. And you got games that out.
ODU out?
You got games. I saw one where they're talking about us playing in Idaho. And I'm like, no, thank you.
I ain't doing that.
No.
I'm not getting on a plane.
Is it going to have a live mascot where you can eat the potato?
I'd get on you talk about the Pop-Tarts thing. I'd get on a plane for Tampa. So
Tampa is easy. Yeah.
You could drive to Tampa though. It's not that bad.
Yeah,
9 hours, 8 hours.
It's usually a cheap flight though from Atlanta.
Yeah, for whatever reason, flights to Tampa are like $100, $120 or something like that.
Right.
So
fair enough.
Round trip. So I don't know why. But
David, just charter a flight. We're good.
Yeah, you got it. Let me put it on the state of Atlanta
credit card,
black American Express card. So
The other thing I got that week before Christmas, Denver will be in town, and that might just be a cool experience.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
good little trip.
Share some of my love for the sport,
Yeah.
So after we commiserated the football loss, we got to go watch basketball. Granted, we were not favored against Charlotte. We were supposed to lose by 6.5 points or something like that. But we took a 13-point lead in the first half. In the first half, I think up 11. And then, like, same thing with football. The team just did not come back out afterwards.
Yes.
It was absolutely absurd. And we ended up losing by 8. I don't know what's going on with
Wait, so we didn't even cover?
No.
I
remember we were up at some point in the second half still, and then I couldn't get like a score update, so I closed the app and I was like, I'll just turn it back on next time out. And I did.
I had the misery of watching it. It was horrible. I mean, again, same thing. You come home from that football loss, you're like, all right, well, maybe basketball can cheer me up. Maybe I can get a little something going on. And then, no, that's not what happened at all. It was the exact same thing all over again.
It was just it was a real sad weekend. Sad weekend for Georgia State sports.
So we play at Kennesaw on Saturday, which I think Ryan and I are going to try. If I'm over this thing, Ryan, I'll try to make it up there. Ryan's dying for some mellow mushroom pizza. I guess you can't find mellow mushroom pizza anywhere else in Atlanta.
No, I think I even told you that I don't really care about that. It's just funny.
Oh, that's your thing.
Okay,
gotcha.
I mean, just for Kennesaw, it's like all I know about that area.
This is
literally my one thing. Is like I've been to that mellow mushroom multiple times.
But our guest didn't recommend it.
Well, because he works or used to work there. If somebody used to work at a food establishment and tells you not to eat food there, it's probably
he didn't say that. Person. He said it's not on campus. It's 10 minutes away on foot.
We're talking about
it is on campus.
It's basically on campus.
You have to cross like Cobb Parkway or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you got to cross like a street. No, it's way north of that, but neither here nor there.
Yeah, take a listen to part 2 of this week's episode. We talked to Kai from the Owl Chat podcast, a little bit about the basketball game and about Kennesaw State in general. It was a pretty good conversation. I'm sick.
He's a nice guy, and he had some interesting thoughts on like their move up and some of the stuff that's gone on with that. And
he's a good guy. Yeah, he's a good guy. Wasn't being an arrogant snob or whatever.
No.
So
I gotta say that. Yeah, their schedule did share those feelings. I gotta say their schedule next year, man, that's a bad start. That could be 0-3 looking at your next game.
Well, and that's the thing. He kept on talking about they don't know about losing in football. And I'm like, well, you did triple option stuff, and that is some good bread and butter in the FCS, but I'll tell you what, once you get some good defenses out there, it ain't gonna work.
I mean, you start out with UTSA, they're good. Lafayette. They're not dog shit anymore, and San Jose State's not bad either. So
I'd be surprised if Lafayette lost to Kennesaw State, even though it's here or in Kennesaw or whatever. I feel like Lafayette wins that game. I think UTSA wins that game. I think San Jose State wins that game.
That's 0-3. What is that going to do to like the support?
Well, then they have the big UT Martin come to town, so that should be a big fan draw.
Let's not make fun of them.
I can't make fun of attendance, right?
We can't make fun of attendance, and we can't make fun of UT Martin.
No,
but anyhow, the game this week, the Saturday basketball game, we've never played at Kennesaw before, at least according to the Georgia State media guide. There's been a couple of times we've heard about some like secret scrimmages or whatever that have happened preseason. No score being kept and stuff like that. But yeah, it's weird. We've only played them 3 times. All 3 times were back in the late 80s. Beat them all 3 times, but all of them were in Atlanta. Never played them up there, so it's the first time. And I guess we get a return trip from them next year. I feel like this should be one of those things that we should push our weight around a little bit and be like, all right, we'll do a home and home with you, but you're coming here first. Like, I don't know why we have to travel up there. It's not that big of a deal. But
I mean, that's probably just how the schedules work. Like, what makes sense for our out of conference schedules.
Well, we were struggling for home games.
I have no idea.
Games. So, yeah,
I'm glad to play them. I mean, I think playing Kennesaw year in year out in all sports makes a lot of sense, especially with them being G5 right along with us. I know that their program's a little behind where we are, but I think it makes a lot of sense to play them. And I know y'all Well, I don't know what y'all think about that right now. Tim?
About playing Kennesaw?
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
also-
year in and year out.
Oh yeah, I'm fine with it. I don't have a problem with it. Why not? I mean, not every year in football, but basketball, sure. It's another
Why not
game.
football?
I don't
I'm
want to
with
give
him.
them a
I don't-
slot every year.
There's CUSA. It'd be a nice out of conference.
Yeah, but do you want to give up one? You only had 25% of your out of conference games to go to Kennesaw State every single year. That's too
Yeah.
much.
They're going to be our.
Too much.
They'll be Georgia Tech, and we're Georgia. Is that how you're saying? Georgia State is
Yeah.
Georgia.
No, I
Kennesaw?
think TDS is that. They fit that bill.
Then
Yeah.
what-
No, I would.
they're Mercer. I don't know.
I wouldn't mind putting Kennesaw State on a rotation, but not every year.
Yeah,
Not every
Right.
year.
every
Yeah.
4. I don't know.
Whoa. Gosh, man, we're going to be old men by the time that hits like 2 wins.
Yeah.
We have one, right?
I just,
got one.
I think it makes a lot of sense for both programs. And again, they're both G5 program. We're both G5 programs now, so it makes a lot of sense, especially travel wise and money wise. It makes too much sense.
Olympic sports, it makes all the sense in the world. We should be playing.
Well, and
all those sports.
we're competing for recruits with them now. I mean, we
Mhm.
are, and
Yeah.
so it's like, well, if we play them and we beat them, then we get those recruits.
Yeah, I'm fine with like a basketball to play them every year. I'm fine with it.
I'm
Just-
fine with
yeah,
both.
Just
I think
rotate
we
it
should
back
do
and
both.
forth. I don't know if I want to give them a slot every year. That's it.
I don't. Not every year. Not every year. Hands down. No.
Every 3 years, Ryan.
Something like that. 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Who else do you want to play? I mean, I don't understand. Like who?
UAB every single year.
First. Then second
all right.
UAB, and then
Yeah.
Kennesaw.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll take both of those every year. Really,
If you're doing
we got
home
4
and home,
spots, right?
We do.
home and home every like 6 years or something. it'd be
One of them's a
fine.
P5. 2 of them are UAB and Kennesaw. Like this
There's
is
a lot of
great. We
people-
have our schedule now.
We don't
There's
have to
gonna be a
do
lot
any
of-
work.
There's gonna be a lot of people that are going to call us absolute idiots for even suggesting that we play Kennesaw State in football regularly, or that we would play up there in
Why
football.
they're CUSA now? They're on the same level as us. So they're a little behind. I mean, they've got some problems with facilities. We know all about that. They've got some problems with attendance. We know all about that. Like I don't understand why we would be called silly for even considering.
I'm just saying it's going to happen. It's
That
going to
makes-
happen.
Well, and we won't be called silly. I'll be called silly. You guys
That's
are
true.
doing just fine. Yeah.
All right, guys. As I said earlier, I am not feeling well, so I got nothing else. We have another basketball game, Middle Georgia State on Monday. Probably, I think it's
Mega State.
I think it's Monday night. I'll probably try to go to that. But I got nothing really else at all.
I'm good.
You guys, excellent. I'm going to cancel last call so I can go straight to bed, unless you guys want to stay up chatting.
Nah, we can. Nah, we already got two recordings. We're good.
Yeah.
Yep, sounds good to me. Thanks very much for listening. We'll be back next week. Hopefully, I will be feeling a lot better and less sober, and we'll be talking about wins against Kennesaw State, Middle Georgia State. We'll know our bowl. We should know our bowl matchup by then.
Awesome.
I was gonna drink this during last call though, but
A little gem.
yeah. But and I got it's really hard to see because
I
it's
can't-
showing.
Oh, the Georgia State
Yeah.
class.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's my
yeah,
Georgia
the
State class
G
that
Flame.
I got.
Excellent.
I like
Well,
Sorry
thanks
to
for-
cut you off. You were on a roll, and I was just like, yeah, f that.
Thanks, everybody, for listening. I'm
Merch.
not doing last call, so I don't know what to say. Yeah, we're working on bringing the merch in house. So check that out shortly. Discounts for the holiday. But join our Patreon. Help us. I don't know, man. This is not that episode to ask to join Patreon. I sound like absolute garbage, but do it anyways. So
Do it so
Patreon.
David feels better.
Patreon.com/State of Atlanta. So thanks for listening. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.